Greetings, loves. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share the video out, and like the video and subscribe if you haven't been subscribed. Make sure you click the notification bell so you can be notified if I have any new videos coming out. And thank you guys for the respectful comments in the comment section. Even if you disagree, respectfully disagreeing is perfectly fine with me. But if you're just downright rude and disrespectful, your comment will be deleted, okay? So, now with that being said, guys, Joe Rogan and Katt Williams. This is the duo I never even knew I needed. Now, it would seem like these two would be two likely people that you would want to see have a conversation. If you watch Joe Rogan, as I occasionally do, he tends to have deep thinkers on there, and they just talk. They have conversations, and they cover, a lot of topics that are controversial, right? That's one thing that made Joe Rogan's podcast pretty popular. Now, when I heard mention or someone suggested that Katt Williams goes onto Joe Rogan's podcast, and I believe he said he would never have him, I didn't see why he would have made that remark, but, because they're both controversial. But I didn't think anything of it, except for I felt like the internet was going to have a field day with it as usual, and you guys did. There were a lot of videos done about it. And, people just were making up stuff and just trying to cause a ruckus and make a beef and, spam channels. That's what I call them. Because they're the faceless channels that gets a lot of views, but it's just, a faceless channel. You don't even get a voice. You get like a bot voice or what have you. Hey, if that's the new thing, maybe I'll look into it. Anyway, just making it seem like they got some arguments going on and stuff like that. And it wasn't even like that. So I did see a couple of episodes where, and Joe Rogan probably seen exactly what I've seen on the internet. And, they were, I don't think by mistake, but they were having a conversation about Katt Williams coming on the show. And, Joe made sure to chat it up a bit about Katt and let everybody know he doesn't have a problem with Katt. He's welcome on the show. He would love to have him, etc., etc. Great. Then I look up today and I see that he was on the show. Now, at first, I didn't want to see that combination because I just felt like it wouldn't be authentic. It would be because he was on Shannon Sharp. Like, okay, after Shannon Sharp, Katt Williams went to Willie D, and I was like, look at this. I mean, you can't blame him, but okay. Anywho, and even though Willie D said that it was recorded before, listen, you weren't going to drop the video. He wasn't going to drop the video because he was concerned about the backlash. This is someone who said their mother, remember what he said about R. Kelly's mom? Okay, so there's that. Amongst other things, I'm talking about the same guy who was upset because Scarface got was it a Grammy? And he didn't get one. And he came to the internet to whine about it. Like, that dude. All right. He done turned into someone's gossiping old man, but coon, part 1, not part 2, will always be the jam. Okay. So I just didn't feel like it would have been like authentic. If it wasn't around, all the hype and everything, then I could see that. But, people saying, oh, you should go to Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan is controversy. I'm like, that's so corny and it's typical of you guys. Sorry, but it's my opinion to be corny like that, Okay. So I see this and I'm like, let me park it. Let me park it because I don't know. But then look at the thumbnail. I mean, Katt is smiling wide. And on the other shows I've seen him on, Sharp and Willie D, he wasn't smiling like that. You see, on those shows, it was mainly about, controversy and drama, which you guys love. Now, when I seen that this got 9.2 million views. I'm like, okay, all right. So I got into a place where I could just like listen and not just go around doing other stuff like I normally do. And they had me at go. Okay, this was the team up I didn't know that I wanted. But I would love to see these guys get together once a month, once a week, and just chat. Now, I know that they're not going to do that, and they probably won't do a podcast again because everything that they're discussing is considered controversial, right? It's considered off limits, and I think that that is extremely sad. However, let me tell you guys, you are the problem, okay? You are the problem. People who don't want us discussing certain things have come down so harshly to where they got you guys now doing their dirty work for them. You literally have a problem with people discussing things that you don't want them discussing, or you don't like how they're discussing it, right? What they're saying while they're discussing it. So you would pitch a fit and you would try to cause them a problem. You would try to take money out of their pockets and you would try to actually cancel them. I think it is crazy that this is where we are as a society, especially being that we have a lot of things we do need to be discussing and everybody's scared to, or everybody wants the other person, if you bring it up, say what I say, think what I think, feel what I feel. That's insane. You guys are the problem, okay? Katt Williams and Joe Rogan, in my experience, from my perspective, they had when I say great, that is an understatement. It was so fulfilling and refreshing because that sapio type of talk is something that they both do. And they did it so well. And you can tell that they got along extremely well. It was almost as if, you remember that scene in Step Brothers when they were like, did we just become best friends? Yep. Listen, once they got warmed up, and it didn't take no more than 2 to 3 minutes, it was like, oh, these guys are besties. This is great. The energy was awesome. How we've seen Katt in those other interviews that he has done recently it just seemed uncomfortable, okay? To talk about the controversial topics, it's cool that he was able to do that. It's cool that he got it out, but we know that there's so much more to this guy than that. We knew that from his comedy. So this was something that we should be savoring, but we're not savoring it. I'm not talking about the actual context, whether you have a problem with it or whether you disagree. Why can't we just enjoy something for once? Try that sometimes, especially when it comes to all of these topics that they're talking about. Why don't you just chill? If you don't like their opinions on it, guess what? You don't have to. But it doesn't mean that they don't have a right to have their perspectives and opinions on the topic. Why did you guys go and pick out everything that you could out of these podcasts, this particular podcast, and try and make drama out of it? You can just scroll the internet. Look, y'all are taking things that he has said, and there is so much material in the podcast. Look at this. Now, how do you think this is going to help Katt? I'm pretty sure it'll be a long time before we get another interview. The guy did not keep repeating, oh, you're going to get me canceled. Or, well, he didn't really say that. This is the 66th time I've been canceled already on this podcast. He is saying these things because you guys literally think that you should control what comes out of someone else's mouth. Now, they were doing that to all of us, and they still do. However, it's weird that now you guys are doing it. Now, I understand that this is it's kind of a big deal. I mean, Katt and Joe, wow, okay. And you're going to talk about it. I get that, but why can't you just be more tactful about it? Why can't you just, if that's the subject, that it was interesting to you and their perspectives were interesting, add on to it. Give commentary. Go out your way, because normally it would be your way to make it controversial, but go out your way to not make it controversial. And just, if you disagree, I disagree, and this is why, because this is what I think. Doesn't make them wrong, but this is what I think. Or this is good that they're talking, or whatever, something that's more of just, we're just thinking and we're just talking. Why does it have to be, oh, Katt Williams goes off on LGBT, Joe Rogan offended Katt Williams, all of these things that you guys are saying, about their conversation, that you're trying to make it seem like, you're highlighting that we should have an issue with this, or I want these group of people to be offended about this, so I'm going to hype it up. Why? It's the same reason why the Shannon Sharpe interview got so many views. To me, that was just boring. But when I'm listening to Katt Williams and Joe Rogan talking, man, that is right up my alley. And I know that a lot of you guys cannot understand this, but let me tell you, when you cannot go on social media without catching deep conversations that are just from people who are thinkers, and not only that, they are studiers, so that it actually has substance to it. It is hard to do. I can't always get to any of the group meetings that we have in the various groups that I'm in. So you don't find these kind of conversations every single day. But then when it does happen, and to me, it was magical. It was beautiful. I loved the energy between these two guys. I mean, are you guys immune to a great time? Because to me, that was a wonderful time. It beats any party, any club, any jam session that you could have. But y'all want to create a space in time in our existence where we do not get to express ourselves and think and look out for ourselves. That is sad, and you should be ashamed, all so that you can get a click and a view. And yes, it may end up as dollars to you. However, it's not that important. It's not that important. You can get views off of talking about it in a way that is actually helpful for us. See, the thing is, you guys, you gotta do it first. And then when you guys keep doing it that way, it's gonna catch on. And if everybody's not doing it, then haven't you noticed this is how it works? And then everybody's not gonna do it, because everybody wants to do what everybody else is doing. So everybody's gonna pick something from the podcast and they're gonna talk smack, try to be challenging, or say, oh, look, this is, they said this, you're gonna make it bad. Why do that? Why do that? Because you're not only messing around with the amount that we might hear Katt have conversations. You're not only messing around with trying to help limit the type of conversations that Joe Rogan could possibly have. You're also putting limits on yourself yet and still. First of all, does your brain even give you the capabilities of being more creative? I am bored. I am tired of seeing you guys turn every little thing into a major thing and making it negative. It is so just like, it feels like you guys are losing brain cells as the days go by. Why not elevate yourselves? Why not create an atmosphere, where we can just talk about things we want to talk about, and you don't have to take offense to somebody stating what they feel like is a fact, or they're just soul searching. They're just doing what we all essentially are doing, which is navigating throughout our lives and trying to figure things out along the way. Okay, nobody truly has any right answers. Okay, not really, because we are not the original creators. We can really be thinking that there's a reason why we have grass. There's a reason why we have trees. And people can create scientific data to back that up. And we all can still be wrong for believing that, because it could still be false. That's actually something that could be. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we should be able to toss around perspectives, have conversations, and respectfully, agree or disagree. Okay? Just because you like a thing or you're involved with a thing and someone else happens to think that that is not something that they would do, or it's not something that they actually like, or they think, how dare they think that is a wrong thing. As long as they didn't insult you, because actually saying that they disagree with you, that's actually not an insult. Saying that they think that is wrong, oh wow, guys, that is actually not an insult either. You choose to take it that way. So I guess we're all going to control the world. We're going to control everybody and everything that they can say. And while doing that, we're also going to try and force them into what? Saying and thinking what you want them to. No, it's a hard no for me. And I think, it's very corny and very wackish of you guys to take a conversation. Why don't we do something different for a change? Sometimes you should just enjoy something. Enjoy something. Have your discussions behind, offline, not online, with your people, and say, well, and then you can do that all day. You can do that all day, but while also respecting the fact that the other person has a different opinion, perception, perspective, feelings, and all of that. This was a great conversation. People were finding things and saying that he shaded him here. He shaded him about that. Ooh, he was trying to offend him. He was doing this. He was doing that. What? There is something wrong, guys, when you always find the negative in things. When you really scope out to seek to find the negative in things. Again, this was a great conversation. I would love to see these guys chatted up again. I would love to see them chatted up on a regular, but this is a society to where that would not happen, because they both understand that it puts them at risk, and that should not be so. That should not be so. If you disagree with what Katt was saying on that podcast, or even Joe, but if you disagree with things that Katt was saying, that is fine. You have every right to. You don't necessarily have to come and tell the world about it, because we really don't care. But you have a right to. And if you do want to get on the internet and say you disagree, why not disagree while still respecting the fact that that is his perception? The two can be at the same time a thing. You should try it out, Let's enjoy life a little bit. Make this world a better place, and be more concerned with protecting ourselves and elevating ourselves, okay? Putting restrictions on people, that inhibits that. It inhibits you too. Peace.